Blue Jays breaking news. Our daily edition starts now with the most important breaking news and latest updates.
Speed up with us on the Toronto Report and follow the statements that are shaking up the baseball backstage.
The Toronto Blue Jays just traded away a key piece of their outfield for a pitcher they haven't even seen throw a single competitive pitch in a Blue Jays uniform. Now, that same pitcher is walking off a mound in Buffalo, clutching his leg. This isn't just bad luck. This is starting to feel like a curse. And the scariest part? He's not even the first one this week. Something is happening inside this organization's pitching pipeline. And if you're a Blue Jays fan, you need to understand exactly how deep this problem goes. Because right now, in the middle of the playoff race that's already hanging by a thread, Toronto's front office is watching their carefully built safety net collapse in real time. Let's rewind. Just days ago, General Manager Ross Atkins made his move at the trade deadline. Bold, aggressive, a shakeup. Dalton Varsho, a fan favorite, a Gold Glove caliber outfielder, shipped out to the Houston Astros. In return, Spencer Arrighetti, a 26-year-old right-hander with upside, control issues, and a fresh injury history that should have set off alarm bells before the ink even dried. This was a trade about the future, about stretching a thin rotation, about buying length for 2026, and maybe building a foundation for 2027. The plan was elegant on paper. A 6-man rotation, fresh arms, fresh innings, fresh hope. That plan lasted less than 48 hours. Trey Yesevich, the electric 23-year-old rookie, who was supposed to be the centerpiece of this reinforced staff, left his scheduled start on Tuesday early. The diagnosis? A meniscus injury in his left knee. He's now on the 15-day injured list, heading to see a specialist in the coming days. That's disaster number one. Disaster number two arrived almost immediately after. Spencer Arrighetti, the return for Varsho, the guy this whole trade was built around, went down too. Third inning, AAA Buffalo, a rehab start against the Norfolk Tides. 2 1/3 innings of strong work, 2 walks, no hits, a strikeout. And then it happened. He appeared to re-aggravate the same right foot injury that had already shelved him with Houston back on July 24th. Nerve irritation. The kind of injury that doesn't just disappear. The kind that lingers. That flares up. That makes teams nervous. He walked off. The game continued without him. And somewhere in Toronto's front office, phones started buzzing. This is a disaster. Let that sink in for a second. The Blue Jays' 2 youngest starting pitchers, the 2 arms meant to stabilize a rotation entering the most critical stretch of the season, are both sidelined at the exact same time. No severity update yet on Arrighetti. No timeline. Just uncertainty hanging over a franchise that cannot afford any more of it. Let's talk about what this actually means, because the ripple effects here are massive. Toronto still has Dylan Cease pitching like a legitimate Cy Young candidate. That part of the equation is working. Cease has been an ace in every sense of the word. Jose Soriano, the Friday starter, remains a source of cautious optimism. But after that, it gets thin, fast. Shane Bieber has been maddeningly inconsistent, flashing brilliance one start and getting hammered the next. Max Scherzer is a future Hall of Famer, but he's not walking off a 15-year career, going deep into games at his current age and workload. Jameson Taillon, brought in as rotation depth, has shown flashes but can't be counted on for length either. That's the group. That's what's left standing. A rotation full of question marks, propped up by an ace and a prayer. And now, the 2 arms that were supposed to relieve the pressure are gone. This means one thing, and it's not pretty. The bullpen is about to get buried. Innings that Yesevich and Arrighetti were supposed to eat, they're going to fall on relievers who are already stretched thin from a taxing summer. Pete Walker and the coaching staff had a plan, a real plan. Use these final 2 months not just to compete in 2026, but to evaluate the arms who'll define the 2027 rotation. That evaluation window, it just got a lot smaller. Maybe it disappears entirely. Atkins is playing chess, but somebody just knocked half his pieces off the board. Think about the timing here. Toronto's playoff hopes are already fragile. Every single game in August matters. Every single start matters. And now, in the most pressure-packed month of the season, The front office is being forced to lean on a rotation of unknowns, retreads, and innings-limited veterans. It's game over if this rotation can't find stability. And stability is exactly what just walked off the mound in Buffalo. Here's what should terrify Blue Jays fans the most. This wasn't just about 2026. Eric Getty was supposed to be part of the answer for 2027, a cost-controlled arm, a building block, the return that justified moving on from beloved, productive outfielder like Varsho. If this injury lingers, if this is more than a minor setback, the entire logic behind that trade gets shredded in real time. Varsho is gone. He's in Houston now, still productive, still valuable. And in exchange, Toronto might be left holding a pitcher who can't stay on the mound long enough to prove he was worth the swap. That's the brutal reality of these trade deadline gambles. You're betting on health. You're betting on projection. You're betting on hope. And right now, that bet looks shaky. So here's the real question, Blue Jays Nation. And I want you to think about this honestly before you scroll down to the comments. Was trading Dalton Varsho, a proven, productive, championship-caliber outfielder, for an oft-injured pitcher who might not throw a single healthy inning in a Blue Jays uniform this season, a mistake the front office needs to answer for? Or is this simply the cost of doing business at the deadline? The kind of calculated risk that championship caliber NT offices have to take, injuries and all? Because here's the thing. Nobody in that front office wanted this outcome. Nobody planned for a knee injury and a foot injury to strike within 48 hours of each other. But results matter more than intentions in this league. If Toronto misses the playoffs by a game or two this year, and Varsho is thriving in another uniform while Eric Getty sits in a walking boot, that conversation is going to get very loud very fast. On the flip side, if Eric Getty comes back healthy in September and gives this rotation exactly what it needs down the stretch, or becomes a rock in the 2027 rotation, this whole panic becomes a footnote. That's the gamble. That's the tightrope Ross Atkins is walking right now. And it's on all of us watching this unfold to decide if we trust the process, or if we're finally out of patience with a front office that keeps rolling these dice. There is no clean answer here. There's only risk, reward, and a fan base caught in the middle, hoping their front office made the right call under pressure. So tell me, right now, in the comments below, do you sacrifice a proven, everyday outfielder for the chance of controllable pitching depth, even knowing the injury risk attached? Or does this front office need to start prioritizing health and reliability over upside and projection? Because this rotation, as constructed right now, cannot survive many more setbacks like this one. The margin for error in Toronto is razor thin, and it just got thinner. If you've been riding with this team through every twist, every trade, every gut punch this season has delivered, you already know it's not going to slow down from here. There are more moves coming, more injuries to track, more decisions that will define whether this era of Blue Jays baseball becomes a contender or a cautionary tale. Hit that subscribe button right now if you want to be first in line when the next bombshell drops. Because in this era of Blue Jays baseball, the next twist is never far away. Stay locked in. Stay loud in those comments. And let's find out together exactly what this front office is really made of.